Hello, it's Friday the 15th of July and welcome to our weekly news headlines from the Christian Institute. The Equality and Human Rights Commission has said that courts should have done more to protect Christians affected by equality laws. It marks a shift in the emphasis at the Commission, which has in the past appeared to be hostile to religious liberty cases brought by Christians. But now the Commission intends to intervene in support of a series of legal cases, including that of Lillian Liddell, a Christian registrar disciplined for her stance on homosexual civil partnerships. The Commission says judges have interpreted laws too narrowly and set the bar too high for Christians to prove discrimination. John Wadham, who is legal director at the Commission, said, "Our intervention in these cases would encourage judges to interpret the law more broadly. The idea of making reasonable adjustments to accommodate a person's needs has served disability discrimination law well for decades. It seems reasonable that a similar concept could be adopted to allow someone to manifest their religious beliefs." The British Humanist Association and Stonewall, a homosexual campaign group, are strongly opposed to the move, but the Christian Institute's Colin Hart welcomed it.
We're encouraged by the tone of the Commission's announcement, though obviously we will await the details of their intervention. The statement relates only to Christians in the workplace, not Christians in business. Nevertheless, it's an important first step. Our Supreme Court wrongly decided Lillian Liddell's case. It's not just Christians who think that. More must be done to allow for a reasonable accommodation of religious beliefs in the workplace, and we hope that our courts will adopt a more tolerant approach to religious liberty.
Meanwhile, the Church of England has called for more protection for Christians in the workplace. Anglican church leaders raised their concerns in recent meetings with government ministers. Dr. Philip Giddings, chairman of the Church's Mission and Public Affairs Council, commented that equality laws have had a chilling effect on Christians, and many employers have failed to respect the rights of Christian employees. He continued, "In several encounters with government ministers, notably on the big society, we have stressed the need to address the chill factor, which leads employers and others to assume that the law is more restrictive than it is. We have had a sympathetic hearing and look forward to practical responses." The new chairman of the BBC Trust, Lord Patten, has said the corporation should listen hard to those who accuse it of drowning viewers in a pond of stereotypes and prejudices. Lord Patten, speaking at a Royal Television Society lecture, also cautioned that the corporation must avoid descending to a tasteless common denominator. In a wide-ranging speech, the new chairman addressed some of the criticism which the BBC comes in for. He warned, "Criticism that we are not impartial should keep us on our toes, determined to tell things as we see them while taking account of the full breadth of opinion that exists on most controversial topics." Commercial abortion providers could soon be able to advertise their services on television and radio if controversial draft rules are approved. Supporters say the move will help raise awareness of services, but pro-lifers say abortion should not be advertised as a consumer product like cars or washing powder. Currently, abortion clinics can only advertise their services if they are not run for profit. But now the Broadcast Committee of Advertising Practice has issued draft guidance recommending a radical shake-up of the rules. Joanne Hill from the pro-life charity Life said, "By suggesting that abortion is yet another consumer choice, human life is trivialised." Meanwhile, in Russia, proposals are underway to change the law so that abortion adverts must carry health warnings. The lower house of the Russian parliament has already approved the new law. It will mean women must be told that having an abortion may damage their fertility. In Britain, a recent study linked abortion with subsequent risk of women having premature births. The research, which looked at more than 1 million pregnancies, found that having one abortion led to a 34% increased risk of having a premature birth compared to those pregnant for the first time. Elderly residents living in a sheltered housing complex in Preston were left shocked when they were told to remove their religious items to promote diversity. A local ban was brought in because of equality and diversity rules, but national bosses for the company, Places for People, which runs the home, have stepped in to overturn the decision and issued a swift apology. The ban would have meant that Christian residents were not allowed to put a cross on their front door or display a nativity scene in the common room at Christmas. In a statement, the company said, "We apologise for any insensitivity and concern this may have caused. It was a local decision, not reflective of the group's national policy. We have written to customers of the scheme that we have withdrawn this action. We have launched an urgent inquiry to see how we have arrived at this situation. Well, that's all for this week. For more information and regular updates on all of our stories, plus much more, visit our website at christian.org.uk. Until next time, goodbye.